Hey, happy 420, folks. I made it just in time. Yeah, just in the nick of time here. Precisely 420. So I got my shit together just in the nick of time. Of course, I don't know if I ever have my shit together. It's asking an awful lot of an old man. Anyway, I don't have a lot of news today, but I got a few stories I want to share. Oh, wait, I got to increase the size of the font here so I can actually read it in case somebody shows up. There we go. That's readable. There. So, with Uvalde parents protesting to make assault type weapons unavailable to persons under the age of 21, a federal court Thursday struck down a Texas a law prohibiting adults under 21 from obtaining a carry permit. So here they're trying to make it more difficult for people to get a. They're trying to make it more difficult for people under 21 to get assault weapons, and here they had a problem with getting a permit, under 21 to carry, and now that's been struck down. So Texas law bars most 18 to 21-year-olds in the state from obtaining a license to carry a handgun or carrying a handgun for self-defense outside their homes. A U.S. District Court Judge Mark Pittman wrote that the Second Amendment does not specify an age limit. It protects adults under 21 years of age. So, not only will they not outlaw assault rifles for people under 21 years of age in Texas, they can't even keep them from carrying handguns. So that's not going to happen. So we got a corn problem in this country too, by the way. We do export a lot of corn, and we got a problem. After drought shriveled U.S. corn crops in the western corn belt, all eyes turned to Iowa to help save the national harvest. The results in Iowa have been underwhelming. In the biggest national corn production state, results have been underwhelming in the biggest corn production state. Although the northeastern portion of the state appears to be productive, heat and dryness have dragged down crops in other areas. This shortage will only add to the food inflation problems down the road. Well, the wheat of the week is Jack Herer, by the way. It's a sativa, 29.74% THC. So the redacted search warrant affidavit was released yesterday. The purpose was to find evidence of obstruction. There was probable cause to believe that classified national security materials were improperly taken to unauthorized locations at Trump's resort. That's what it read in the affidavit. It went on to say there is probable cause to believe that additional documents that contain classified national defense information or that are presidential records subject to record retention. Requirements currently remain. Record retention requirements currently remain at Mar-a-Lago. There is also probable cause to believe that evidence of obstruction will be found. That's what they stated in in the warrant affidavit. Now, of the 15 boxes of documents retrieved last January, 184 classified documents were discovered. 67 of them were marked confidential, 92 of them were marked secret, and 25 of them were marked top secret. The agent who submitted the report noted that there were multiple classified, compartmentalized, controlled, as he told the court, based on his training and experience, files marked in this manner typically contain national defense information. Now, some of the classified documents contained acronyms describing their sensitivity. These documents were marked HCS, FISA, ORCON, NOFORN, and SI, according to the FBI affidavit. HCS means material is about human sources, like human sources are spies, okay? We're talking about CIA people here, okay? These were like lists of names, that's all. So HCS documents, that's material about, that's human sources. FISA is covert ordered surveillance collecting foreign intelligence, okay, including wiretaps. So this is information about what we got where, okay, in the way of intelligence seeking devices, okay. Now, ORCON is documents that are so sensitive, the originator must approve any request to share it. Okay, so he's hanging on to shit that he shouldn't even be seeing, okay, unless it was approved by the person who wrote it. Okay, what a lot of people don't realize is that confidential, top secret, secret documents, any of these things, whether or not you have a security clearance, doesn't mean you have a right to read them. You still have to have a need to know. Okay, if you don't have a need to know something, you have no right reading them, regardless of your security clearance. Okay. Oh, I got some bullshit going on here. Just a second. My computer's telling me something here that I have to take care of. There, that's gone. So, so even if you have a top secret security clearance, doesn't mean you have the right to read everything. Okay, that's just horseshit. Even if he did have the right to declassify shit on a whim, that doesn't mean they're his. Okay, they still belong to the government. He still had no right to take them to Mar-a-Lago. Now, NOFORN, Norforn, that means the documents can't be shared with any foreign entities, even allies, without permission. Okay, now, SI is short for Special Intelligence. It relates to signals intercepts, which are typically handled by the National Security Agency. Now, Trump has responded by asking another judge, one appointed by him, to appoint a special master to oversee the sorting of the documents seized under the warrant. Judges told him to explain just exactly what he wants and why he is and why she has the authority to do this. Okay, why didn't he go back to the judge who issued the warrant? Okay, obviously because he wants a judge that's going to rule in his favor. But it's not likely that she would do so. It's more likely he's screwed. So, besides, there's no reason for a special master to be appointed to this. And what they seized is their property. Okay. Now, Biden administration announced on Friday that they will be nominating an ambassador at large for the Arctic, raising the profile of American policy making for the region. Move comes at a time of increased militarization in the far north, with NATO members squaring off against Russia, and at a time of rapid climate change that's making the Arctic more accessible. So until recently, the Arctic was a region characterized by cooperation rather than confrontation. So Russia has set up military bases up there, and with the war in Ukraine and everything, and NATO's having problems up there too. I guess we're going to be running some military operations as well up there. Having been stationed in Alaska for 2 years, I have some sympathy for any troops that have to go up there, believe me. I mean, it was cold enough in Alaska. I can't imagine what it's like in the Arctic Circle. So that's all the news I have today. I just wanted to cover that Trump warrant affidavit in depth. But then, of course, there's the student loan thing. I didn't write up much about that, but a lot of people are bitching about that. I can't imagine why. I mean, it's a relief for people who don't have a lot of money, who spend a lot of money. We got Mitch McConnell speaking out about how, how this forgiveness for student loans is preposterous. Well, that's fine. When he paid $300 a year to go to college when he went, that's fine, but it's not like that anymore. My bestie's daughter just enrolled in the University of Arizona, and they've established residency out there, and it's still $30,000 a year. So, it'd be $50,000 a year if she wasn't a resident. So colleges don't cost what they used to. And these politicians should research that, and they'd find out it's not $400 a year anymore, $300 a year to go to college like it was back in the 60s and 70s and the 50s for some of these old farts. So, not that I'm not an old fart, but my college years would have been in the 60s and 70s. So, I mean, there was a time when everybody could afford to go to college, and they can't anymore. So, that's why there ought to be free college for everybody. Okay. Shouldn't have to spend zillions of dollars to go to college. You shouldn't end up coming out of college being $70,000 in debt or more. That's ridiculous. So, I think there ought to be more free colleges. Okay. State universities and that sort of thing ought to be free. It can be done. We can figure out a way. I mean, there's no reason why tuition should have gone up as radically as they did. I mean, even if you adjust for inflation, there's like been a 400% increase in college tuitions. There's no reason for that. It's absurd. This looks like it might be a really short show today if somebody doesn't come up and talk to me sometime soon. Might not even make it through the first cone. Someone chat with me. Come talk. Come talk to me. I need somebody to chat with. I'd finished the news. Now I'm just complaining about this student debt thing. There shouldn't be any student debt. College should be a whole lot cheaper, if not free. You got politicians complaining about it, about how we're, Republican politicians complaining about how we're giving these people a free ride and all this kind of stuff. But you know what? Tuition isn't $400 a year like it was in the 60s and 70s. It's a lot more expensive now. And for them not to realize that is absurd. I mean, Mitch McConnell paid $400 a year to go to college. So, these guys are ridiculous. Politicians think it's so easy now, It's not so easy. Some kids got it tough. College shouldn't cost what it costs today. There's no reason why it should cost you $30,000 a year to go to school, $40,000 a year to go to school, $50,000 a year to go to school. That's crazy. Something has to be done about that. Education shouldn't be that costly. No reason for that. It's going to be a short show. You can see that already. Going to be a mighty short show. Yes, indeed. Oh, there's why. That's why. Sony's live. That would explain it. Oh, yeah. See who's over there. So, yeah, I think I'm going to call it quits, folks. There's nobody here. There hasn't been anybody here. I mean, I have a few drop-ins, but I don't see any point in continuing this. No. I did my news. I might stick around and finish this comb with you. But obviously, nobody's going to show up in the chat. Yep. That's it for this show, folks. 20 minutes of nothing. 20 minutes of me listening to myself is about all I can stand. Okay. Understand that? Yeah, I'm boring. So, if I don't have anybody to talk to, this is a pretty dull show. So, I mean, I've talked to me before, and I always want to leave the room. So remember, there's nothing funny about peace, love, and understanding. And I'm just going to call it a day, folks. Maybe some other time. Sometime when Stoney's not on. I'll see you.